So much for choosing us over the rest. To the team that is the team of Africa World Hour. Tshepiso Makwetla already scribing into our diary. Catch them on Monday between 9 and 10 p.m. Central African time. In the next 2 hours, we're going to be talking all things boxing, and we do this with Paul King Kamanga, a name that carries both weight inside and outside the ring. He's a two-time WBA Pan-African Super Lightweight Champion, a two-time WBA Pan-African Welterweight Champion, and a WBC International Super Lightweight Champion as well. Paul also runs King Kamanga Boxing and Fitness Gym, and we're going to be touching on that as well. So if you have ever thought to yourself, listen, maybe Sheila, this is the path for me in 2026. Okay, maybe my form of fitness pursuits is in the ring, the boxing ring. Then join us, okay? Because that happens in the first hour of the show. In the second hour of the show, we have a last opportunity to reflect on some of the conversations that have been on African Diaries, really just honing into the wisdom that was shared by our guest. That comes your way in a short bit. For now, some music.
Africa Speaks on African Diaries with Sheila Ndikumana.
I don't
Live from Morocco, Neto Chemane takes you straight into the heart of the AFCON.
Absolutely extraordinary.
Channel Africa, where every moment is an African celebration. Feel the energy, feel the connection. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Strava coming in there with that one titled Umcebo, and before that we had beautiful music by Kudzai Tsevenzo, and that one titled I Don't Know Why. Thank you so much for choosing us over the rest. If you have just joined us, this is Channel Africa's African Diaries. The name is Sheila Ndikumana, and I've got you for the next hour and 50 minutes. Let's take a quick breather. When we get back, we will kickstart off with our recap.
Africa. It's time to plug into the heartbeat of the continent. Tune in to Channel Africa, your go-to radio station that broadcasts in 5 different languages.
L'Afrique du Sud célèbre la journée nationale du
Kabla hujaitwa kwa jina la Double K or more of our forests have been destroyed.
Tamo kutuli bwanji ndi
Partido Africano da Independência da Guiné.
See Channel Africa represents every corner of this amazing land. From Lagos to Cape Town, Nairobi to Dakar, we've got you covered with the freshest news, music, and cultures. So, turn up the volume, feel the rhythm. And join the conversation. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Got something to say? Are you passionate about issues that matter? Do you have a voice that deserves to be heard? Well, we've got the perfect platform for you. Call in or drop us a WhatsApp on +27 63 406 9126, and we will call you back so you could have your say and be part of the conversation.
30 years of age. I just turned 30 on the 15th of November. So that's who I am, you know.
It's not just talk. It's your chance to air your views, share your opinion, engage with a community that values your perspective. Follow us on our social media. Visit our website at www.channelafrica.co.za and get ready to share your views on Channel Africa, the African perspective. From Cape to Cairo, every beat tells a story. It's African Diaries on Channel Africa.
12 minutes after 10 p.m. Central African time. Let's get into that recap. We kickstart off with the Rise and Shine team, where China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi, on an African tour, urged deeper China-Ethiopia cooperation in infrastructure, green industry, and the digital economy. UJ's Dr. Emmanuel Matambo weighs in.
China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi has called for enhanced cooperation with Ethiopia in areas including infrastructure, green industry, and the digital economy. Speaking during his visit to Addis Ababa as part of a week-long African tour, Wang emphasized Beijing's readiness to work with Ethiopia to align development strategies, share governance experiences, and support initiatives promoting regional peace and stability. During this trip, Wang Yi is visiting Ethiopia, Somalia, Tanzania, and Lesotho. For more on this, we're joined on the line by Dr. Emmanuel Matambo, who is Research Director at the Center for Africa-China Studies at the University of Johannesburg here in South Africa. Dr. Matambo, thank you for joining us. Compliments for this new 2026.
Compliments to you and to your listeners and viewers as well. Thank you for the kind invitation.
It's our pleasure and thank you. So, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi's tour of Africa is set to focus on strategic trade access across Eastern and Southern Africa. Could this be the main objective, or is there more to this visit to these four African countries?
Well, first of all, just to set out the context, there is nothing really remarkable about the fact that the Chinese foreign minister has chosen Africa as the first place to visit during a calendar year. This is a tradition that has been happening for the last 36 years now. What makes this particular visit even more important than would have been usually the case is the global context in which it is happening. Since Donald Trump returned to the White House last year, we have seen that he has taken a hammer to international institutions. He has antagonized not only American rivals, but American allies as well. And if you look at the countries that Wang Yi is visiting, let's talk about Somalia, for example. Trump, just a few weeks ago, he described Somalia as garbage and a place where no one wants to live. He described Lesotho last year during his State of the Union address as a place that no one has ever heard of. And he actually slapped Lesotho initially with some of the biggest tariffs in the world. So that is important to put into context. So China is coming to Africa at a time when it wants to reassure the continent that China is still committed to international institutions. China is still committed to the principles of multilateralism. China is still committed to the organizations such as the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, from which Donald Trump has actually urged the United States to withdraw from. So this is the global context in which this particular visit is happening.
Wang Yi is in Ethiopia. In terms of the significance of Ethiopia in China's broader Africa strategy, what would you say that is?
Well, Ethiopia is colloquially called Addis Ababa is colloquially called the capital city of Africa. It is the country itself. Ethiopia is the seat of the African Union, obviously, and apart from that, it is one of Africa's biggest populations as well. So this visit is quite important, and it is important for two reasons. For the fact that Ethiopia seeks to align its trade development with China, and secondly as well, yesterday we saw that the African Union launched the China-Africa Year of People-to-People Exchanges. So that is of continental importance rather than just being of importance to bilateral trade between Ethiopia and China. So at the time when Donald Trump is withdrawing his commitment, America's commitment to Africa and to the adverse effects, by the way, of countries such as Ethiopia, this visit here is of utmost importance because then it gives Ethiopia the reassurance that its trade with China, which is the biggest bilateral trade that Ethiopia has, will continue unabated. So I think this will offer some comfort to the people of Ethiopia and obviously to the broader context of Africa-China relations.
As you mentioned, Somalia is also one of the lists.
And on Africa Update, after a baby was born at the Limbombo border post, calls are growing for specialized services at South African borders. Dr. Kelvin Kamayoyo says that this particular birth shows that miracles can happen anywhere.
This discussion, there are calls for specialist services to be integrated at South Africa's border crossings following the delivery of a baby boy at the Libombo border post last week. There have also been calls for those who assisted with the delivery to be promoted and recognized for going above and beyond the call of duty. The baby has been nicknamed Baby Saps and Customs. Dr. Calvin Kamayoyo, technical advisor at the African Rivers International NGO in Lusaka, Zambia, says that the birth of the little boy is proof that miracles can indeed happen anywhere and anytime. I do believe Dr. Kamayoyo now joins us for this chat. Very good afternoon to you. Can you hear us?
Hello, good afternoon.
Okay, fantastic. You are there. So, Dr. Kamayoyo, I mean, looking at the story, it does bring up a number of issues, right? Especially when you consider that this was a very busy time during the festive period. When you look at the calls for additional services at borders, what gaps, particularly in medical or emergency services at border posts, does this incident highlight? I would imagine it highlights a number of things, not just though for South Africa, but around the continent.
Yes, it does. And thank you very much for engaging us into this discussion as African Rivers. It does, and we were excited to hear and witness what the officers did at the border to help the lady who was in an abrupt labor on the 30th December. Yes, some of the issues that have not been highly considered, it's the healthcare services at the borders. We are aware that the customs, immigration, and security issues are very prominent and they form the anchor processes at the border, but the health services are lacking. Previously, I think in the most recent past, you may recall 4 years ago or 5, when we had the COVID pandemic, we saw that some of the borders had integrated medical practitioners in order to deal with the pandemic, but it's been temporal. Post-COVID, such services have dwindled.
Yeah. And one would have thought that, COVID-19 and the lessons thereof could have then, set a precedent for policy, particularly looking at incidences like this. Do you foresee any change? And if so, how would that look like, particularly when you look at integrating specialized services to improve safety for travelers all around holistically?
Yes, you are very right, and this is an important issue because you may wish to know that Africa has a population of over 1.5 billion people.
Yeah.
And of course,
It is 20 past 10 p.m. Central African time, that being Africa Update. These conversations and very many more avail to you on our YouTube platform. Simply look for Channel Africa, head over to the video section, and you should see these segmented conversations for your benefit. For now, a quick breather.
Got something to say? Are you passionate about issues that matter? Do you have a voice that deserves to be heard? Well, we've got the perfect platform for you. Call in or drop us a WhatsApp on +27 63 406 9126, and we will call you back so you could have your say and be part of the conversation.
30 years of age. I just turned 30 on the 15th of November. So yeah, that's who I am, you know.
It's not just talk, it's your chance to air your views, share your opinion, engage with a community that values your perspective. Follow us on our social media. Visit our website at www.channelafrica.co.za and get ready to share your views on Channel Africa, the African perspective. Cheers to rest and renewal. Festive African greetings from Channel Africa. Go on, download the Channel Africa app.
And just to sum up our recap, we're going to look at the Upside team that looked at Cape Town's underground scene, united by Sheer City, a walkable inner city block party celebrating queer culture, music, and creative collaboration.
Ready for a rare coming together, okay, of its underground nightlife as collectives from across the city unite to create a block party rooted in sound, in movement, and shared space. So Sheer City arrives as a walkable inner city experience, as they describe it, that stretches across multiple downtown venues, bringing daytime energy into the nighttime and turning familiar streets into meeting points for people that love music and dance and artists and style makers from all walks. So at the heart of the celebration, as we understand it, is the city's long relationship with queer culture, with club history, and the communities that have shaped the Cape Town movement, as it were. But I think what is fascinating for me is how people party post the age of 30, okay? Because I would imagine, listen, after a certain age, you want to party, you want a different experience. You want something that really encompasses all the creative energy. It's never an each soul separately. So let's talk about Sheer City and how they are really incorporating all these wonderful elements together with, bringing together international DJs, performers, and creatives under one space. I've got on the line Irvin Tirajanen, who is the organizer of Sheer City. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much for joining me.
Hey, thanks for having me, and thanks for the cool intro. I think you summed up things pretty nicely there.
Oh, thank you so much. It sounds so exciting and very fascinating. Let's start by perhaps you giving us an overview of Sheer City, the roots, the culture, and how far you've come over the years.
Just to try in perspective, I think you kind of nailed it on the head there, where everyone's getting back to work, and it's maybe a bit of a tough time these first few weeks of January. But what we're blessed with in Cape Town is really a melting pot of different people. A lot of tourists, obviously, but a lot of South Africans still looking for something very cool to do. So Sheer City really was born out of a necessity. On one hand, it's a whole lot of really amazing creatives coming together to sort of represent their style of music, to represent their culture, to represent the thing that they're nurturing the whole year long. So for us as cultural curators, it was really about bringing the right people to the table, picking the right time of year. So we do feel like, early January does work for us because, as I say, you've got this melting pot of people in Cape Town. And really we wanted to bring together as I said, really some of the best music in South Africa, some of the best music globally, and put everyone together in a block party environment, which I think is fairly unique, specifically for Cape Town. I think in Cape Town, there's a lot of parties outdoors and at different wine farms and all around. So the idea of an inner city block party is fairly unique, I would say, and something that we look forward to really bringing to life.
Right. Cape Town is known for this, and I think you kind of summed that up as well in your response, Ivan, in terms of just the deep underground, richly blessed nightlife history. So how is Share City then going to create unique spaces for expression? And who is this kind of block party actually curated for?
Well, I think all of us are running some of the best club nights in the country. So the idea really was to look at what's working in Cape Town already and sort of handpick the best of the best. So in that way, we sort of all the music that we're bringing to the table, all the people representing the music are really doing this year on and year out. But a lot of us kind of work in silos. So a lot of us have club nights, a lot of us are running festivals. We all support each other, but really the idea was to try and bring everyone under one roof and to create safe spaces, which is quite a difficult task to get right. We all strive to create safe spaces. We all strive to create an environment where we're pushing boundaries, where we're celebrating culture. And it's something that all of us take very seriously. So the idea of really taking that much sort of credibility and looking at what we think is really representative of the best and putting it into one environment was quite a challenge. And that's why I refer to the task as curation. We really went through everything with a fine comb, really trying to understand what is.
And that's how we sum up our recap for the evening, looking at shows across the board from Rise and Shine all the way through to the Upside. For these and more stories, please do head over to our website, newly revamped in actual fact, not so new, but revamped in actual fact. Head over to www.channelafrica.co.za. We do have an app that accompanies the website. And so if you're saying I want something that is more tangible, more flexible, something that I can maneuver around, please head over to your app store. Simply download the Channel Africa app. Follow the prompts. Voila, done and dusted. You are in and ready to rock. And then lastly, on YouTube, we do have our streams, and I did tell you about the segmented portions for your benefit. For now, let's get into a quick breather, and then we talk all things boxing.
Get Channel Africa on DSTV Audio Bouquet. Channel 802. sun goes down, we don't stop the talk. Channel Africa, the best nighttime radio.
Oh my darling, Guinea, cinnamon yo. Me I get them plenty, you know they feed for my back, so I put them in Ghana, Moscow. Big, show my yati, show ability yo. What's my friend make us spend $1 million on you? As long as say you go there my side, oh, give you money, yeah. As long as say you go do me nice, oh, show you money, yeah. As long as say you go there my side, oh, give you money, yeah. As long as say you go do me nice, oh, show you money, yeah. Well, you need the lean, that's all. You need $1 million, the big call. Well, you need the lean, that's all. Well, you need $1 million, the big call. I say I be sure boy, cause I come from Port Harcourt. If you got me, get lippy jackpot, not the dummy. Believe in action, day. Whether na Sunday, Monday, any other day, till I day for you. Whether na Sunday, Monday, any other day, till I day for you. Oh my darling, Guinea, cinnamon yo. Me I get them plenty, you know they feed for my back, so I put them in Ghana, Moscow. Big, show my yati, show ability yo. What's my friend make us spend $1 million on you? As long as say you go there my side, oh, give you money, yeah. As long as say you go do me nice, oh, show you money, yeah. As long as say you go there my side, oh, give you money, yeah. As long as say you go do me nice, oh, show you money, yeah. Well, you need the lean, call me. Well, you need $1 million, baby, call me. Well, you need the lean, call me. Well, you need $1 million, baby, call me. Original melody, you find it all. Original melody, you find it all.
It is 35 after 10 p.m. Central African time. One, the baton that coming through, that one titled Ego. Before that, we had Masdogna and that one titled Seya Membe. If you've just joined us, thank you so much for choosing us over the rest. This is African Diaries. Sheila Ndikumana keeping you company, and I've got you for the next 3 hours. Find us on WhatsApp on our new number, +278 3288 6684. Again, that number, +278 3288 6684. Time for us to talk all things boxing. And I say this because part of me is like, why is this a sport? And it's not to disrespect the sport that is, but it's more so to understand the combat and the ritualization of the combat. So tonight we are joined by Paul King Kamanga, a name that carries both weight inside and outside the ring, a two-time WBA Pan-African Super Lightweight champion, a two-time WBA Pan-African Welterweight champion, as well as a WBC International Super Lightweight champion. And I think that champion title, the belt is in the studio, the gloves are in the studio, the man is in the studio and is right in front of me. Mr. Paul, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to African Diaries.
Thank you for having me, Sheila, and thank you. Hello to all the viewers. Happy to be here tonight.
Mr. Paul, set my mind at ease. I have been seeing, so people wear those gloves and they decide to punch each other, and my brain keeps on going, choosing that sport must go beyond the combat itself, right? There is an inner personal desire that you're looking for, apart from being able to punch someone and you winning something for doing that. There has to be a nuance about a sport, the training, the ritualization. Talk to me why you fell in love with boxing.
Well, beside the fight itself, I think the sport itself brings a lot of discipline, and I think a lot. I wouldn't call it challenge per se, but it sort of brings out the type of man you want to achieve, you know, or test you, let me say. It tests you to levels where a better man comes out of you.
Oh.
And yeah, before the fight happens, you know, it's a long camp that you get into, a lot of discipline, a lot of late nights, like you would probably know, late night, early mornings, no partying, no family. And so, yeah, but the fight, I think humans, we're competent. I enjoy the fight game.
Yeah.
Even before I started boxing, I think it's one of the reasons I got into boxing. It's just, I love fighting. And I can't say I got anger issues, because I don't think I do. It's just, I love the sport. I love the challenge. I wouldn't say the brutality, but I love, I love that part of the fight game.
It is a safe space here, Mr. Paul. If you want to be honest, be honest. We're here for that.
Okay, enough.
Talk to me about when you started.
So the way I started, it's quite funny. Because remember growing up, football was life.
Okay.
I love football. I played football for a long time. Even in my first year as a pro boxer, I was still pursuing boxing or football. And then like I said, I used to fight a lot. I enjoyed fighting. Not that I was angry. But one day I got jumped by a couple of boys. And then, so I wanted revenge. I was younger, a lot younger than I am now. And I think back then, times were different, and so there was no weapons really. And, you could, glove up and sort it out as men.
Yeah.
And so, me and my friend Elisha Mutero, the next day we joined the boxing gym. But so that was the reason behind boxing. But then I learned the discipline of boxing and the fitness in boxing. And so for a long time, boxing then became like my second training to keep me fit for the football. Because at the time I was still very well focused on football. And to this day, football was and is life. And so boxing was to help my fitness for football for a long time.
I hear you. You said the statement kind of stuck with me. You said that at the end of the combat, you churn out the man that you want to be. There's a greater man that rises after combat. What does that mean?
You see, like, have you seen angry? I don't want to say men, but have you seen angry people?
I've seen angry birds.
That's
but yes, I get you.
People get angry and they want to bring their frustration. I think angry people fight and cause chaos.
Yeah.
Boxing gets you over that. After anger, there's calm. There's calmness. There's that gentleness that comes to it. And so that's what boxing does. So you sort of go up, get all the frustration, all the anger out, and then the man comes out. The loyal man, the gentleman, the man that is I wouldn't say available, but that's valuable to society.
Wow.
And so that's what boxing does. It makes you a man, because it's hard. It's not easy. So if you can get over the hill, then you're a man that I would want my kids to look up to.
Sure. The voice there of Paul King Kamanga joining us in studio. Quite the fitness expert, and I say this because there's a lot to unpack. He's a two-time WA Pan-African Super Lightweight Champion, a two-time WBA Pan-African Welterweight Champion, as well as a WC International Super Lightweight Champion. We're going to be continuing this conversation. Let's take a quick breather.
The whole population of Africa has been shocked to the depth of its soul.
For 60 years, Channel Africa has been the voice that connects the continent, telling our stories and sharing our vision with the world. This year, we mark 6 decades of broadcast excellence.
6 years of stories, sound, and connection.
6 years of African conversations that matter.
This is 60 years of broadcast excellence.
Rooted in Africa's heartbeat and looking boldly into the future. Join Channel Africa as we celebrate 60 years of broadcasting. Still strong, still vibrant, and still giving you the African perspective.
Channel Africa.
African Diaries, weekdays, 10 till midnight.
It is 18 minutes before 11 p.m. Central African time. We are currently in studio with Paul King Kamanga, whose name carries both weight in and outside the ring. Now, beyond his titles. He is the founder of King Kamanga Boxing and Fitness Gym, and this is based in Johannesburg South, where he trains over 500 clients across 6 cities worldwide. And we're going to be getting into that in a short bit. Paul, you brought your championship, well, one of your title championships. Walk me through this particular WC championship.
All right, so this one, the WC in particular, so anyone that knows boxing, there's 4 bodies. The first one is WBC, then WBA, IBF, WBO. And so this, if someone holds a WBC title and a legit title, and this one particularly, a couple of years ago, because what happened is I had fought in South Africa for about 3 years. I was 19 fights undefeated in South Africa, and so it was time for me to go international. And so I did. I moved over to Southampton, and then I got a contract to Manchester. And so this, I fought at Portsmouth. And I think for me, just seeing where I came from, a poor kid from Rosettenville fighting, and the press conference was at the Portsmouth's football club, which, as I said, football was life. So that was something.
Serendipity.
So it was good. And so, so I won this in the UK. And so that was big for me. Not just the fight itself, but the journey. It was 9 years of hard work, because it was 9 years after I started boxing that I won the title. And so it was big for me, and that's why I love this title. Obviously, I want to win much bigger title. But this one is going to be the one that I remember the most.
Is it heavy? My brain is curious.
I don't particularly think it is. Some people have said it is. I don't.
Are we going to try this out?
Heavy.
Okay, it's not heavy. And you wear this around your waist?
Yeah.
No, this is training. No, this would be a training session at the gym if that's around my waist for a long time. It's a beautiful, beautiful title there.
Thank you very much.
Let's talk about the gym. So you noticed, and you to an extent got to this place where you realized there is discipline in boxing. There is fitness in boxing. At what point do you then decide to open a gym?
So the first place I went to was Russia. I was in Russia for a while, and I think you just look around you.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to speak about the whole of Russia. The part of Russia I was in, people were very fit, but no one was overweight per se. And then I moved to UK. Firstly, I was in Southampton for about 7 months. Then you can see the difference that these guys need to get to that level, but just for that. And then I moved to Manchester, which was even worse because it's a bigger city. And when I came back here, I had been training people before, but I figured, if I can help people, because beside the weight loss and whatever, it just makes you happier, makes you perform better. It sort of lifts your metabolism. You're confident. And just recently, I think was now December, one of my clients, Pasquale, he just had a fight, but his dad came to me and said, "Thank you for saving my son's life." And he lost 20 kilos, but that wasn't the point of training. It's that the man he became. He's young, he's about 26 or whatever, but the person he became after training, I think that takes the cup for me. It's how you can transform someone's life to becoming a better, live longer, more confident. And so I think that was one of the reasons. But also at the moment I had sort of retired from my boxing career, and I had to give back. I wanted to give back.
Yeah.
And so remember, I turned pro when I was in matric, so I don't have external studies beside matric. Matric was my highest level of study. So I haven't studied anything that I know a lot of to pass the knowledge on to someone else. But I knew boxing. I had trained in many places, so I thought that was one I could give back. Something that I was talented in, something I was blessed with. And so that's why I started. And also, also preparing, because I was getting older. And so when you retire from boxing, especially if boxing is the only thing you've done, then you start looking for the future. So what does life look like after boxing. And so I figured this could be that, where after I'm done fighting myself, I can then pass this on to my kids, the next generation. I got nephews and nieces, and maybe it's something that can prepare way for them for the future, pay their school fees or whatever it is.
Tell me about injuries. That's my biggest concern when it comes to combat sport, is the potential for injuries.
Oh, plenty.
How do you say that with so much calmness?
See, I've been boxing now professionally.
Yes.
This year would be 14 years. So you get over it. At first, like, oh, whatever. But I don't think, I might be wrong.
Yeah.
But I can promise you 90%, even 95% of boxers, every time they fought, they've had some type of injury. Some often during the fight, but a lot in the camp before the fight. And maybe 99% you got an injury after the fight. But injuries are just part of the sport. You got to take it with the sport. It's like business. You win and you lose. You can't only win. You can't.
It feels like you're losing every time. Because you're saying this happens 95% of the time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you a funny story. I once fought a guy, Evan Butlalo. He come down from Durban. And I think I was lucky. I think I caught him in the first round. I think I knocked him out within a minute. But the next day when I woke up, my shoulder was sore. My jaw wasn't broken, thank God. But my shoulder was a bit swollen. And I had a bit of a cut here. And so a lot can happen in less than a minute. And so, I think injuries, you prepare for them. But the excitement is so high that you don't mind. You're like, I want to go again. But I think it's a human nature thing where you take that in, like, this is nice. I want to go again. Let's go again.
Then I must not be human at this stage. But I think what it does say to me is that the resilience of the human body is far beyond what we understand it to be, right? I think the fact that you are fit, you heal quicker, your body is resilient in taking all these beatings, if you will. Let's talk about your clients. You have 500 clients, over 500 clients.
Well, but I've trained over 500 clients, because I've traveled around, and so I got a lot of experience in training people. Thank God I study boxing. I watch guys. Obviously, I haven't boxed for so long. You start watching boxing with a different eye.
Yeah,
you pick up a lot of things, and I've been blessed. I think I'm very good with people. I understand. I read people well. I grew up in a place called Rosettenville in Joburg, so it was quite a dangerous place. So in that environment, you learn to read people, sort of read people's intention and body movement. And so I think that's helped me a lot when you sort of read your clients' levels of fighting, levels of understanding. And sometimes, not always, but sometimes sort of understand where they are in life. Some things they're struggling with. And often boxing helps them overcome that. So, that's what makes me different from others, because I understand people. I'm good with people.
Sure. A man with many titles. One such is the founder of King Kamanga Boxing and Fitness Gym. 51 after 10 p.m. Central African time. A quick breather. When we get back, we complete this conversation, but also we're going to get a little bit of a training session, okay? We're going to see if Sheila knows how to hold fists high. Yeah, I'm excited.
As the sun rises on 2026, Channel Africa celebrates with you. This year, may prosperity flow like water. May unity strengthen our nations. And may every African story inspire the world.
Channel Afrique vous accompagne dans cette célébration. Que l'espoir illumine notre continent.
Que as vozes de África ecoem com orgulho.
Ustawi na ufanisi na vitiririke kama maji.
From all of us at Channel Africa, we wish you and yours a joyful, successful, and prosperous 2026.
Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Conversations are happening, and Channel Africa is at the heart of them. We tell the African story with clarity, pride, and purpose, reaching audiences that matter to your brand. Partner with us and connect your business with listeners across borders in multiple languages and markets. For partnership opportunities, sponsorship, or sales, email us at partnership@channelafrica.co.za. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Africa's voices, Africa's journeys. They're all on African Diaries.
8 minutes before the second hour of the show. If you've just joined us, we are still in conversation with a lightweight champion in the studio. His name is Paul King Kamanga. He's also the founder of King Kamanga Boxing and Fitness Gym. Before we get into a bit of a quick training here in studio, I want to talk about your clients. You've trained over 500 clients. You said that you have women on board as well. However, we talked about it off air where you said that getting women to join is a bit difficult, but they stay longer than men. Why is that the case?
Yeah, I think men, because it's boxing, fighting, I think all men want to seem like, especially where I'm from, the South, where everyone is a fighter.
Okay.
And so when you tell them about boxing, I get a lot of men come. But men don't stay long term, you know. I think men come. I think they also realize how tough boxing is. Then after a month or two, like, yeah, you know what, let me try. But women, it takes a bit more convincing to get them in.
Yeah.
But I find women stay a lot longer than men. I mean, my longest serving client now is Pen. I call her Pen, her name is Peter. And she's been with me since COVID. So about 5 years. So since I just started a company, during COVID. And so she stuck with me for 5 years. I see guys come and go. But women stay longer. I think it helps them so much that they fall in love a lot faster than men do. I think men fall in love with the idea of boxing. Women fall in love with the sport of boxing. Well, not the fighting itself, but the training, the discipline, and everything that comes with boxing.
Mr. Paul, it's time for us to get into a physical display.
100%.
Right. First of all, how does one hold up a fist? I feel like let me put my fist down. Show me how to hold a fist. I think let's start there.
So depend, yeah. Because remember, if I show you this glove, the thumb is hard, so you don't close it. So you basically want to get that done. Here we go. Hold it hard.
So we are clinching,
That's the one.
4 in, your thumb over the 4.
That's the one. Because you want that support. I think some people often do this. I've done that before, and I've hurt my thumb, because when the impact sort of hurts the thumb. So you want to get in that way.
Okay.
That's
so we have we have our 4s in, and we are clinching on using our thumbs.
And cover it. Don't get it over because remember you're connecting with the knuckles. So you don't want the thumb going over the knuckles, because that's gonna hurt. So close it in like that. Yeah,
and there's also a posture with boxing. You don't hold it up like you are going to say power.
No,
Show us the posture, because I feel like I'm doing this.
I need to stand up.
We cannot stand, unfortunately, because we are live. So we're going to need to do this seated. This way. Yeah. Yes.
Are you left-handed or right-handed?
I'm right-handed.
And so you usually keep your weaker leg in front.
Okay.
And so it's not. So see, if you're standing like this, you're showing me too much of your body.
Okay.
Too much of the target.
Okay.
And so you want to turn to the side.
Okay, I'm turning to my side.
So now you're showing me a bit less of yourself.
Yes.
And the hands are up here, and just a bit easier to just pop them in and pop them out. So it's not up here.
Okay.
Slide to the side.
Okay.
Left in front of you.
Yes.
And the hands are also mobile. They're not here. You gotta move with them. Here we go.
Already gripping, this feels like a workout. And when you have a client come in on the first day, somebody who's never fought before, I won't say I haven't fought before, but I really haven't done any combat sport. What are some of the things that you highlight?
Yeah, so the first things, so the good thing with my class is, when anyone comes new to the class, everyone does the basics. Because you can do like even myself, I've been boxing 18 years.
Yeah.
And when I do basics, sometimes, still now, I learn 1 or 2 new things from basics. And so everyone goes through the basics, how to stand, how your legs are, footwork, hands up, and that head movement, hands up, the mobility of it, and then we start from there. And then I always say boxing is like an art. It is an art. If you can dance, you can box. And so create music. And so I got a whole system of creating music and how the punches go. You set the pace, hit up, hit down. Where must the punch be? So something simple. I think we can all agree, if your hands are up here, you protect your chin.
Yes.
You become vulnerable when you start throwing punches.
Ooh.
So that's why this then becomes that protect to the chin. Obviously still available to hit to the body and that. And so it's the small things, just teaching them the basics of boxing.
Sure.
And then
for those who want to get in touch with you, they're saying, listen, I've listened, I've seen, I'm interested, I'm keen. Where do they find you?
So I am on social media. I think King Kamanga Boxing on all social medias. Also my email. So I got a website, paulkamanga.co, kingkamangaboxing.co.za. You can find me there, or you can just email me, paul@kingkamangaboxing.co.za.
It is 2 minutes before the top of the new hour. I don't know about you, but I'm enticed. I think the team and I are going to try, okay? Fists not too high. Listen, there's a whole entire ensemble of things that we're going to try in the background. For you tuned in, if you do want to be part of this boxing club, what's really interesting is that I see that you've trained people worldwide. Do you train people online as well? Is that an offering?
Yeah. So I have in the past, especially during COVID,
Yeah.
Because remember, I lived in the UK for about 2 years, and so then I moved back to South Africa. I still had contact from the UK, sometimes Congo, and I think at one point I had Israel. Because I mean, you are open to, especially the way the internet is going now. You sort of open market to the whole world, and so I do international online. But for me, like I said, I read people. I love people's energy, and so I would rather meet people in person. But if the need arises, I definitely can do it online.
Mr. Paul, thank you so much for joining us this evening. The voice there of multi-lightweight champion, that is Paul King Kamanga.
Thank you very much. You guys have a good evening here. Safe.
Conversations that touch the heart and inspire change. Here on African Diaries, only on Channel Africa. Join us on www.channelafrica.co.za.
Happy Friday to you and yours. Welcome to African Diaries. Sheila Ndikumana keeping you company for an hour. And in this hour, we reflect on conversations that have been. It is a Friday, a moment to, exhale from the week that was. How was the first week of work for those who are back in business? Tell me about it. Find us on WhatsApp, +27 83 288 6684. Again, that number +27 83 288 6684.
Africa Speaks on African Diaries with Sheila Ndikumana.
Ang papa mutimo, ang power high moya, oh halalela. Ang tumalefatsing lena, kamorero lesepeo. Pantataisa, pangsupisa, monetiling ting, parehona, otlafisha, moyang ting, parna, lina. Otlafisha, 'cause I 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 ' Kilafisha Magianteng Lina Kilafisha Salibella che ne che sazibi Hormona che l'inglandua Lascia l'anfela che le ruma la moia Ufumana polo so che una tela la hailenzwe Berin che nazzella l'ennete le bupillo Mi focolo nyaga pamata Mohawa
The sound of Africa is evolving. Experience our new mobile app. Free to download, free to connect.
Hekimunya ko watimite Pari utsenwa kasele Ele mahale wele komunyako wake munyako watimiti utenwa kasele mama ho ho wahele wake munyako watimiti utenwa kasele ya ho ho wahele wake munyako watimiti utenwa kasele mama ho ho wahele wake munyako watimiti utenwa kasele ya ho ho wahele oh hey ya ho ho hey ya ho ho ole hey ya ho ho ole hey ya ho ho ola yelela ola welela hela welela hela welela wake munyako watimi welela.
Beautiful music coming through here. That by Selailo Selot, and that one titled Drpa. That very fitting for what just happened in studio. If you were not listening, we had an opportunity to speak to none other than Paul King Kamanga, and he is a multi-lightweight champion. And of course, he came into studio and showed us a thing or two when it comes to boxing. And so that is what we had an opportunity to do. I'm a little out of breath because we went into the foyer and we started practicing how to box. And then I realized, Sheila, you and holding fists aren't necessarily the best of friends. So I'm going to need to practice on that one. If you've had experience in the ring, I'd love to hear from you. But if you're saying, Sheila, this is a first time experience, I don't think I've delved into that space. I don't even think I've considered it. But now that we are talking, these are my sentiments. Find us on WhatsApp +27 83 288 6684. Again, that number +27 83 288 6684.
Je, una jambo lolote akilini mwako? Je, una shauku kuhusu masuala muhimu? Na je, una maoni ambayo unataka yasikike? Kweli, hili jukwaa ni la kwako. Piga simu au tuandikie kwenda WhatsApp namba alama ya kujumulisha 2760552594 na tutakupigia simu.
Mtangazaji wa habari zetu za Afrika Kusini mjini Johannesburg.
Hivyo unaweza kuwa mshirika kwenye matangazo yetu. Sio mazungumzo tu, ni fursa yako ya kuchangia maoni yako na kushirikiana na jumuiya ya wasikilizaji wanaotamani mtazamo wako. Tufuate kwenye mitandao ya kijamii. Tembelea tovuti yetu www.channelafrica.co.za na uwe tayari kushiriki na kuchangia maoni yako kwenye Channel Africa. Channel Africa, mtazamo wa Kiafrika.
Conversations are happening, and Channel Africa is at the heart of them. We tell the African story with clarity, pride, and purpose, reaching audiences that matter to your brand. Partner with us and connect your business with listeners across borders in multiple languages and markets. For partnership opportunities, sponsorship, or sales, email us at partnership@channelafrica.co.za. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Your passport to Africa's untold stories. Only on African Diaries. Weekdays, 10 till midnight.
It is 11 minutes after 11 p.m. Central African time. Time for us to reflect on some of the conversations that were. And one that piqued our interest is that of introversion. What is an introvert? A lot of people have a lot of things to say about what an introvert is. It is a person who doesn't fare well in crowds, a person who's shy, a person who prefers to keep to self. These conversations sort of have defined the status quo in culture to say that anybody who feels shy, who feels uncomfortable in crowds, and who feels like crowds drain their energy, relegates that feeling to being an introvert. However, Julian Hoss, who is a therapist, redefines and helps us rethink introversion through this conversation. 3 after 11 p.m. Central African time. Let's get into the conversation concerning introverts. Why is introversion sometimes frowned upon in the African society is the question. And of course, there are very many understandings of what an introverted person is. It could be somebody who, as opposed to giving energy, receives energy in a room. It could be somebody who is considered shy and to an extent antisocial. There's so many understandings. And joining us this evening to firstly unpack what introversion is and how this affects your character as a whole, whether it's a choice or not, in actual fact, is something I want to find out from Julianne Hoss. She is our therapist, and she's going to help us work through the understanding of introversion, but also how do you navigate it if you identify as an introvert? Perhaps yours is, Sheila, I really do feel like I don't connect. I don't want to be in these very long stretched celebratory moments, and I know it's family and I love them, but yeah, not for me. Okay. Julianne Hoss joins us. Good evening to you, Julianne. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, it's good being here. I just wanted to add the festive season and Christmas is really hard on a lot of people, including introverts. So to all listeners, be kind to yourself over this Christmas period.
Absolutely indeed. And we can touch on that toward the end, Julianne, because I do think that everybody needs a good tip or two to navigate the festive season terrain. Julianne, here's my thing. When I spoke to people, because sometimes you don't want the dictionary to give you definition. You want to hear what people have to say. And so I went around asking people, what's an introvert? And I heard about energies, I heard shyness, avoiding people, people who don't mingle well or intermix with people well. And it all kind of sounds similar, but it's a bit gray and murky when it comes to understanding. Perhaps let's start off by you giving us a definition. What is introversion?
Yeah, so in psychology, we speak about the big five, which are not the enemas, but those are the big five personality types, or big five elements that make up our personality. And those are indeed very stable, so they don't change much over our lives. And introversion versus extroversion is one of the big five. So you might have heard of a lot of tests. They test a lot of different things. But when we test properly for introversion and extroversion, that's what we can actually show in research as a reliable character, or we call it state of the character. So the trait, so it remains over our lives, not a state we go in and out, but a trait. So that's firstly important to note. Then with introversion, like you mentioned, you've heard energy. That is correct. We see introversion and extroversion as people who either refill their batteries in solitude on their own, which are the introverts, or those that really recharge amongst a lot of people, which are rather the extroverts. It doesn't have to do anything with shyness. Introverts are neither shy or cold or antisocial. That's not at all the case. They are often mistaken as such. For example, what you might notice is that introverts always wait a little bit before they speak. They let everyone else talk, and they often only speak when there's a moment of silence, versus extroverts can just brainstorm as we talk. I guess I fall into that category. and and that's why sometimes we would mistaken them as shy, but actually no, they have something to say. They're just waiting for this moment of silence. So for example, if you're at a gathering or in a work context, you can just encourage moments of silence to make introverts shine and participate. The other thing with being cold, no, it's not that. It has nothing to do with our levels of empathy. It just is different in how quickly we speak and how frequently we share and how we express our thoughts as we're thinking them. Introverts do it a little bit more internally, extroverts more externally, and that's why this misperception is caused. But it's really around where do you recharge your batteries, where do you refuel, and also how do you process information and emotions first before sharing them.
Sure. Julianne, I just want to go back to the 3 pointers that you gave us, right? It's about speech, how quickly you process speech, how quick you respond, And but I think the last one you said, please do remind
The energy
me.
where you recharge. But it's not how quickly you process speech. It's more, are you talking while you're thinking? Or are you first processing internally? So it's the internal versus the external locus of processing. It's not that extroverts or introverts are either faster or slower. Introverts just do it for themselves first and then they share. Extroverts share as we think.
And so when you were speaking about the response and how a quick one is to respond, it's not necessarily that they haven't thought of what they're saying. It's more so they're waiting for that opportunity of silence to share their thoughts and their views, yes?
Yeah.
All right.
If a group hasn't really thought about what they're sharing, it's more the extroverts. Because they share as they think. You really can't blame introverts for that.
Oh my goodness. Julian, here's the thing. If we're talking about the refilling, because that is so important, introverts refill in solitude and extroverts refill, and how I wrote it down was in the crowds. Right. So it's almost like the energy that they receive from where they're around allows them to refill, where an introvert requires time alone to plug in and recharge, which I think is very interesting. Why do we see this being the case with human beings? And I'm asking because maybe there's a psychological depth that would be interesting to find out about.
With the big five, we look at it more as something that we're born with, those character traits. So it's really hard to pinpoint where it's coming from. It's often it's the nature nurture debate. Is it more something we are born with from our genetic makeup? Is it more something we are raised to be? But with extroversion, introversion, the research leans more towards this is just your genetic biological makeup.
Julianne, let's talk about how introverts receive their disposition. Because some of the responses I was getting wasn't from people who are extroverted. So people who identify as introverts. So when they say things like, I am more receptive to the energy and it's overwhelming in an environment, it kind of makes me think, how do introverts interpret their state of being? They're part of the big five. Do they understand it? Yes, no, maybe?
I think often there is a misperception in our society because it leans a lot towards extroverts. So, for example, a lot of our leaders are extroverts, and it has caused that misperception that extroverts are better leaders, which I really don't think extroversion or introversion has anything to do with that. In a mere fact, I also thought that in the beginning, and my mentor in psychology really made me aware of that in the youth work we were doing. And then as I was observing it, I could see that introverts have beautiful leadership qualities, especially more on the perceptive, empathetic, supporting from the background side. But what happens is that a lot of introverts have internalized this notion that, oh, we should all be outspoken. We should all love brainstorming. We should all gather around the whiteboard and put all of our thoughts out immediately as they come into our mind. So that is something that can be of a disadvantage if introverts have internalized that. Sometimes introverts have also misperceived their own way of processing and waiting as being shy, and then it can turn into self-doubt. So it has something to do with the stereotypes we have in society. And if introverts internalize them, then they might think that what is just their character is actually a shortcoming, which is very, very unfortunate, because that's where a lot of the need to withdraw and avoid and isolate is coming from. Because remember, solitude and isolate has nothing to do with each other. Solitude is just you enjoying your own time, your time with yourself, time to yourself. You recharge, you come back fully excited, you tell people about the time you had alone, and you are engaging with other people. Versus isolation is you actually avoiding contact. You want to be on your own. There is something bothering you about the interpersonal connection. So isolation is therefore also more linked to feeling lonely, whereas solitude is more linked to being curious about what you experience in the time alone. So if an introvert just loves to recharge on their own, perfectly fine. Solitude. They come back, they share what they've experienced with us. But if someone feels maybe people don't respect me, maybe I'm not a good leader, maybe they would want me to be more extroverted, let me rather withdraw and not join the crowd. That can be isolation and loneliness and people feeling ashamed for how they are. And then it has negative consequences for their health and for their relationships.
The voice of therapist joining us this evening, Julianne Haas, and we are attempting to bring a solid understanding around introversion and how we can navigate the festive season if we are introverts, which is a question that I'm starting to sort of be on the fence about, because I don't necessarily think that the problem is the festive season at all. Listen, if you have questions, send them through to WhatsApp +27 6340 69126. Julianne, this thing gets bigger, okay? I'm now learning it's like a spider web. At first you have 3 connecting dots, and now you have 4 connecting dots, because I'm learning about introvert, 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 extrovert, extrovert, introvert, and my brain goes, what is the difference between an extrovert introvert and an introvert extrovert? Are they layers in psychology, or is this pop culture taking over?
I haven't learned that at university. At university, it's more like 2 sides of a spectrum, and everyone falls somewhere on that spectrum.
Yeah.
But maybe there's new research, and I haven't caught up with it. You never know.
Because it's getting really interesting, the conversations around it, where people are saying, I can hold my ground, I can speak out, I'm not necessarily the most shy, but I don't enjoy the company or the excessive company of people. That's one way to look at it. And so let's just bring some clarity to an introverted mind. Right? Or introverted, you called it personality. This is a person who can speak out. Right? This is a person who can confidently voice out their thoughts. Yes?
Definitely.
And so for somebody who's sitting and saying, I'm not as confident, I'm more shy, would it be worth it taking a test to see, are you really an introvert, or are you just shy and lack confidence?
No, it wouldn't be worth taking the test, because that wouldn't add anything to the experience of the person suffering. Because then it's a question around self-confidence, and there are so many extroverts who are in daily pain because they doubt themselves. Then I would recommend work on your self-worth. Build yourself up, believe in yourself, have people around you who have your back, who believe in you. I don't think that the test will add much value, because at the end of the day, it's more a generic description of the average of how people behave who are extroverted and introverted. But if you really want to change your patterns of self-doubt into self-worth, then it's best to work with people who believe in you and have faith in you, and just go the extra mile to understand how your mind and your heart works and help you through that. You can do the test, but you don't have to.
Do you think that the false or misled dubbing of names such as introvert and extrovert is what makes people not work on themselves? Because introverts and extroverts of the present day and age believe that that's who they are. And so if Sheila has identified as an introvert because she has issues with perhaps the lack of confidence, or perhaps is just generally shy, I'll never work on that, because I believe that that's my disposition. Do you think that it's important for us to maybe state or bring clarity so that somebody can start working on themselves and pursuing that kind of self-worth and self-love?
Yeah, I mean, it's our modern obsession with analyzing and assessing and diagnosing over empathizing and growing and experiencing. So it's not only with introversion and extroversion. People feel a massive pressure to do things right, to get things right, to be perfect. And if they're not, they panic, and then they want a label, then it calms them down, because then it's no longer our fault. Meanwhile, no one ever said it's a fault. We all have our themes, we all have our patterns, and it can be a very beautiful experience to change them, to be more open, to be in more social interactions and to be more curious about the world. But definitely it is I think it's a general concern that we care more about giving you a label than about asking you what gets you excited or what makes you happy. What do you need?
Wow. The voice there of Julian Hoss coming in. We know that at some point Julian starts tugging at the heartstrings. And so if you're feeling a little bit of a pinch in your heart, it's all for the betterment of society. Send through your questions. Find us on WhatsApp +27634069126. She is our resident psychologist and therapist, and she joins us to help us understand introversion, extroversion, and how we can navigate our day-to-day experiences with these character traits and still enjoy life to the fullest. And by life to the fullest, I mean the festive season, because the festive season is full of everything, full of family, full of friends, full of gifts, sometimes full of noise, sometimes full of silence. And so we'll be talking to her about this in a short bit. Tips and tricks on how to navigate the festive season is what comes your way. But for now, let's pay some bills.
From Cape to Cairo, every beat tells a story. It's African Diaries on Channel Africa.
21 minutes after 11 p.m. Central African time, we are still in conversation with our resident psychologist and therapist, Julianne Hoss, and she's helping us navigate the terrain of introversion and extroversion and what these really mean and how this plays its role in our lives. Julianne, now that we've brought a very clear understanding to introversion and extroversion, just by understanding how they feel, how a few of the fundamentals, how they respond to society. I think this is very beautiful. Let's talk about the festive season. Yeah.
Yes.
Everything, everyone at the same time with everyone.
The festive season it is a little bit of a tricky one.
Yeah. And so, yes.
It often feels like everyone else is so excited.
Yeah.
Everyone is gearing up. It's beautiful for everyone. And if you don't feel it, then you start doubting yourself. And that can happen particularly to introverts, because a lot around the festive season leans more to the extrovert spirit, having a lot of people there. Many people travel home, then there is a lack of privacy that they experience. Everyone is in the same room. Then there's a lot of social time. Then there's a lot of gathering, a lot of people. But also remember, it's a complete stop or hold to your routine. And introverts do very well in a routine, in their structure, in their pockets of solitude and break throughout the day. So that can be very, very, very challenging.
Sure.
Plus, you have a lot of the other layers that are challenging for people during festive season. Food is a challenging topic for a lot of people. So there's a lot of food around the table, which can be difficult. Same applies to alcohol. Same applies to spending money and financial pressures. And then, of course, not everyone has that beautiful relationship to their family as we would love to imagine it, or we see it in the movies. So what should introverts do? What can help? Find that person in your family or at the party that you're comfortable with and try to sneak away and get some quiet time with them. Get a deep, meaningful conversation. That's what introverts really do enjoy often. So try to just, find your corner, or like one of my best friends always says, when we get to the family gathering together, pretend to be doing something. So just pretend to be doing something. Keep yourself busy. While you're doing that, zoom out and get that little bit of solitude in. And then I think also what it really often comes down to, what stresses people around their families and around social gatherings, are the expectations. So I think if you notice that this stresses you, it's also a beautiful opportunity to say, is there something I can do to actually help the people around me to understand me better and make sure that I accept myself and they accept myself for who I am? Because the problem is not often or not always that we have a lot of people around us, but what we think they think about us, or that we think they're going to judge us. And that causes stress inside us. And that is a good reminder that we all on a journey in life to just embrace who we are and to learn to accept ourselves for that. And to also take the moments we have, or if we can, the opportunities to make sure our families accept us for who we are and know us for who we are and not for who they want to see in us.
Julianne, we are pressed for time, so I'm going to leave it right there. I think you've given us quite a bit to think on. The introvert in the room would have heard you loud and clear. Get busy doing something and then zoom out, or find that one person that you can connect to and have some meaningful conversations. Also, something that was really key is that you said the festive season is a bit of a difficult one, and I can only imagine that we all want to recharge. And so we tend to think that this family gathering is going to bring some kind of recharge and boost into the new year. And that's not how introverts navigate their life, especially when it comes to recharging. So, Julianne Haas, this has been a pleasure. I know that we need a part 1, 2, 3, 4, 16, 17, because you said a lot. There was food, there was alcohol, there was spending, there was your family getting to know you. Quite a bit to chat about when it comes to the realities that we experience in the family context during the festive season.
The story that moves the continent. It's on African Diaries on Channel Africa.
I need your loving, so fresh, so clean. Love me in and out, unfailingly, and I'll be down now. Anytime you call me, I'll be down. I'll be down, because I love and I love and I love and I love you only. Because I need and I need and I need and I need you more. Yeah, you know I run and I run and I run and I run. Fly, we can fly in the sky in the night. Hold me in your arms and your love and your light. I'm on your wave right now. Hey. I'm on your wave right now. Yeah. Hey. I'm on your vibe now. You got me on your side now. Yeah, I'm on your wave right now. Then I don't wanna know, I don't want no story. Day and night it's unconditional, got me living softly. Yeah, love me judge, love me tender. You know your love turn me up like Nepa. Anything you want and I'ma do whatever. Because I love and I love and I love and I love you only. Because I need and I need and I need and I need you more. Yeah, you know I run and I run and I run and I run. Fly in the sky in the night. Hold me in your arms and your love and your light. I'm on your wave right now. I'm on your wave right now. Yeah. I'm on your vibe now. You got me on your side now. Yeah, I'm on your wave right now. Yeah. Said love me judge, love me tender. 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 You my sugar, my honey, my tender lover. You my sugar, my honey, my tender lover. You are my sugar, my honey, my tender lover. My sugar, my honey, my tender lover. Why would you just open your mouth and say something? Actually, terrified. Yeah. Abundance,
Africa's heart beats one story at a time on African Diaries with Sheila.
London. Another banger. Come here, wait till the water you. Green body make I rock, yeah.
I know you seen on me. I get the money pass your papa. Wait till you want way I no feel do for you. Why you want the boogan one? Share you be kiss than any. You better drop your body and more sucker. Suffer with this body. Make we run, I'm on a low key. Baby, you know me. They get us to go move where you no go. Breathe. Come make a drive your come make a drive this your jalo. Please, baby, allow me. Tip you off with the alawi. See body, oh. See body, see body, oh. Egg by me, oh. Bossy my bololo, bossy my bololo. Please help me, oh. Me I don't jam waiting, but some here waiting the water. Green body make I rock on, yeah. I know you seen on me. I get the money pass your papa. Waiting you one way I don't feel do for you. Why you want the boogan one? Share you be kiss than any. Better drop your body and move. You to the phone with this love for 15, baby, and lend me. I get the bounce for you, you want they do like say, night I know the end. You to the steep, they do like say your waist know the end. You know the end. Oh, you follow my command, baby, do like I do, baby, front and back. Give me boom, back a boom, sucker. Suffer with this body, make we run, I'm on a low key. Baby, you know me. Go move where you no go. Breathe. Come make a drive your come make a drive this your jalo. Please, baby, allow me. Tip you off with the alarm. Come here, wait till the water you. Green body make a rock yeah. I know you seen on me. I get the money pass your papa. Wait till you want way I no feel do for you. Why you want the boogan one? Share you be kiss than any. You better drop your body, I'm on sucker. Suffer with this body. Make we run, I'm on a low key. Baby, you know me. They get us to go move where you no go. Breathe. Come make a drive your come make a drive this your jalo.
It is 21 minutes to midnight in Central African time. Rema coming in with that one titled Charm. And before that, we had Thames with Love Me Jeje. This is DSTV's 802, if not 628 on OpenView HD. We are readily available for you on our app. Yes, you heard right. The Channel Africa app. And of course, you can find us on the SABC app as well. It is time for us to take a quick breather. It's back into the music. But before we do that, I want to ask you a question concerning introversion. Do you still believe you are an introvert after that conversation with Julianne Hoss? And she emphasized the reality that yes, energy is affected. And yes, energy does play a role in whether or not you are an introverted person or an extroverted person. However, this does not negate the responsibility of working on self as opposed to you using labels to sort of declare identity in places where it's not really identity. It's just a skill set that you can learn. Secondly, it's not necessarily about crowds draining you. It's about how you recharge. I think that for me was profound. The question to you this evening, are you still the introvert you say you are, or are you still the extrovert you say you are?
Africa, voici Abedi.
Oui, c'est moi.
Abedi est un passionné de musique dans l'âme. Il a un goût pour toutes sortes de musique et passe ses journées à écouter Channel Africa.
J'aime beaucoup la musique africaine.
Ok. Devinez quoi? Channel Africa veut aider Abedi et les mélomanes du monde entier à découvrir encore plus de musique incroyable. C'est pourquoi Channel Africa appelle les artistes africains à soumettre leur musique. Chers artistes, artistes, n'oubliez pas de nous fournir toutes vos informations pertinentes à l'email adresse musique@channelafrica.co.za. Les soumissions sont votre chance d'être entendues, mais elles ne garantissent pas une playlist. Toutes les soumissions seront soigneusement examinées pour voir si elles répondent aux exigences de notre station. Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
Get Channel Africa on DSTV Audio Bouquet.
Channel 802.
Tags on the city walls, the color, the fight, ambition so tall, remind me of you. The frost in the morning, the steel birds in flight, the reluctant dawn, reminds me of you. Storm of springtime, a season so new. I will think of you, I will hope for you. The risk in your countenance, the sun in your eyes. Will I dream of you? My dreams are of you. If I ask the question that made us look twice at all that is building inside,
tuned to Channel Africa. Stream us on our new and updated website, channelafrica.co.za.
Mr. Flavor. Adeshi, go tell them. Adeshi, Papi Chulo, Adeshi, stand like a Tuso, Adeshi. Yeah, me now pounds and dollar, yeah. Yeah, me want a big $1, yeah. Make you go ask Dr. Dollar, yeah. My people want the rabbi, yeah. What shall they profit the man? If the rabbi no day, and the timbalaba no day, and you cannot do okay, do. Timaya come neko, no time for jo, no time for meow. If you know day, you know day. If you didn't day, maybe send account number. No time for jo. Adeshi. Go tell them Adeshi, Papi Chulo, Adeshi, stand like a Tuso, Adeshi. Everywhere Marama, all my girls are milli. Oshe Kwanya, where you go? You dey play, you dey show. If we show, you gon' know. Everywhere Sarambara.
10 minutes before the show comes to an end. This one titled Odeshi, that by Tamaya alongside Flavor Young Alpha. Before that, Black Coffee with Wish You Were Here.
Across Africa, communities rise with the promise of clean water and clean sanitation. The African Union's 2026 theme calls us to action.
It's about mobilizing real commitments, securing climate-resilient water and sanitation projects, and ensuring that water becomes a driver of sustainable development and prosperity across the continent.
A landmark moment, not only for Africa, but for the global movement for access to safe water for all. Assuring sustainable water availability for every home, every village, every nation. This is the Africa we want.
Channel Africa, the African perspective.
From Cape to Cairo, every beat tells a story. It's African Diaries on Channel Africa.
9 minutes before the show comes to an end. It is 51 after 11 p.m. Central African time. Just to recap, we did have our captain of industry, and that was Paul King Kabanga, who joined us in studio, and he was teaching us a thing or two about boxing. And then in the second hour of the show, we reflected on introversion and rethinking introversion with Julian Hoss, who is a therapist. It is time for us to make way and room for the Afro Republic with Morris Touch, who is on the line. Morris, good evening.
Good evening, Sheila Ndikumana. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. Listen, I learned how to box. Okay, I now know how to lock a fist in, because that was a real struggle for me. I know how to throw a punch. Well, that's debatable, but the point is I learned something new. How are you?
I'm very well, Sheila. How did it take you this long to learn how to throw a punch? No,
Morris,
just help me understand.
For the purposes of my own mental health, I will not answer that. Also, Morris, what am I doing throwing punches? To who? Where? Why?
You know, when we were growing up, these are things that we used to happen. One way or the other, you will need to throw a punch or two as part of your growing up. You know, there is a certain age. It's not something. I also, if we are to list the number of fights that I had, they're not as many. I think from high school I only had maybe one fight. High school, yeah, and I think that was what you guys refer to as grade 8. Yeah,
absolutely.
From 1, yes.
Okay.
So Yeah, but I realized that no, I've just found someone who's probably in the same space or was in the same space with me, you know. But anyway, it's okay, Sheila. It's okay. You learned something. We are learning. So I don't know where you want to use those punches.
You see, Morris, this is why I haven't known for this long. Anyway, what can we expect on the Afro Republic? It is a Saturday morning, so I can only imagine that it is fun on fun on fun.
Fun on fun, you can say that again. DJ Makvusani is back with his mixes. And yesterday when I was talking to my producer, she was asking me that, look here, are you telling me that we don't have mixes today? And I said, you know what? Festive is over. We will go back. We are going back to normal tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, we will be playing one mix. But then Makvusani did not get the memo. He sent me 3 mixes. So
I like
said,
DJ.
You know what,
I like
must
DJ.
Be happy today. Someone must be smiling. So we probably have a mix every hour. So that's what is going to be happening. 3 hours of nothing but the very finest in African music, and mixes of almost every genre that is topping at the moment, from Amapiano to your Afrobeat. You know, that's how we are cruising. I can also tell you that we're taking stock, like I had said, we're taking stock of the proceedings at this year's edition of the ninth Afrima Awards, and you will know that the proceedings kicked off on Friday, and on Wednesday, on Wednesday the 7th, if my counting is correct. And today we will be looking at the last day before we last day before we get into the awards. The awards are actually on Sunday. So that's what we're taking time and reflecting on. Afro Republic, so much to look forward to. So excited. The weekend has come. We will make use of it like we do all the time.
And we believe you and trust you for that, Morris. Thank you so much for joining us. The voice there of Morris Touch of the Afro Republic. He takes over in the next 5. From the team and I, it has been an absolute pleasure, blessing, and I hope I get to do this again with you next week. That is between 10 and midnight. On technical, we had Mike Mukwena as well as Elaine Vengani. On production, we had Mo Sehome, and on technical, we had technical, we had Tito Macau. Digital is where we had Mike Mukwena as well as Elaine Vengani. And of course on production, Mo Sehome. The name is Sheila Ndikumana. And before we start getting dazed on air, let's make way and room for the Afro Republic. Have a fantastic weekend. Cheers.